Okay, hello, good evening. Happy Thursday to y'all. Welcome back to our October week one. All right, so entering the final quarter of the year. Not really the final quarter lah, but in terms of your school year, I'm sure you guys are having your finals at around January or February already. Okay, since y'all are vaccinated soon, so you guys are definitely having your final exam. So, what stream you'll be going to next year? If you are okay going to science stream, please do well. All right. So, today what are we going to do? Today we are revising on chapter 5, which is our form 2. Okay, we are doing revision for today. So you should have your October notes by now. If you don't, then I'm sorry. Because it might be on the way. Okay, it's already sent out, but whether you receive it already or not, that is not depending on us. Okay, so anyway, we are doing revision for chapter 2 or chapter 5, which is your water and solution. Okay, we will not cover everything for our class, because some of it will be covered in the seminar. Okay, so we had our seminar the previous week. There's still one more in January. Okay, if you haven't joined, you still can. No worries. Okay, anyway, so let's look at 5.1, physical characteristics of water. Okay, so what is this? This one I think I mentioned in the seminar already. Okay, so out of these 5, you just need to memorize 1 or 2, which is the water, freezing point 0, takat, beku, kosong, and of course, melting point is the same as melting point. Okay, takat lebo is the same thing. Ice will freeze at 0, it will melt at 0 as well. And then boiling point is 100, takat didih, 100, density 1, colorless, odorless, tasteless, tiada bau, tiada warna, tiada rasa, high surface tension. About this surface tension, wow, it seems like it's just yesterday I taught you this, but it was last year already. Okay, so what is surface tension? This is called ketegangan permukaan. That means if you use your hand and you slap water, okay, think of it this way. When you jump into water, when you dive into water, if you land face first, it is going to hurt like hell. Why? Because water has a force on the top of the surface, which is what we call surface tension. All right, so surface tension is caused by 2 things. It's caused by cohesive force and adhesive force, daya lekitan and daya lekatan. Okay, so what does it mean? Let's say I have a cup of water. Okay, I have a cup of water. So on the surface, if you zoom in, water molecules are, okay, there's a layer of water molecule. Okay, so the between water molecules, they hold hands. Let's say you and your friends hold hands. Okay, so you guys are together holding hands. Okay, it creates this force on the surface. We call this cohesive force. Okay, why is it called co? It is the attractive force between same molecule. You are a water molecule. Your friend is a water molecule on the left side. You another friend is another water molecule on the right side. So same, you guys are the same. So cohesive force. Okay, and then the last guy, is holding on to the glass. Okay, this is the glass, the container. This is the guy near to the glass. So the water molecule at the side there, it is holding on to the glass. This is what we call adhesive force, daya lekatan. It is the attractive force between different molecule. Okay, daya tarikan antara molecule berlainan. So it is because of these 2 things, the cohesive force, all you guys holding hands together, and the adhesive force, the beside guy holding hands with the glass, holding on to the glass. It is these 2 forces that makes you have this surface tension. That's why when you slap water, it feels painful, right? I'm sure this is why you see, when you are diving, okay, if you watch Olympic diving, they don't just, hey, jump into the water. No, they have to jump, they have to do somersault, and then they have to land hand first. This is to break the surface tension. Of course, the smaller the splashing, the higher marks you score. All right, so this is your cohesive and adhesive force. All right, so anyway, next one, what do we have? Examples of cohesive and adhesive force. Okay, it enables insect to stay on water. Okay, and of course, it enables water to be drawn up via a xylem. You know the xylem? Plants, they absorb water by a tube called xylem, right? So how can xylem go up a plant? Because of cohesive force, sorry. Okay, can you see this is a water? This is another water. They are all holding hands, right? Can you see all these cute water molecules are holding hands? And the holding hand is cohesive force. And then these water, they are also holding the wall. They are climbing the wall. What? Okay, let's say you're drinking a straw. The water is climbing onto the straw so that they can reach your mouth. So this is what we call adhesive force. Okay, so cohesive force between water molecules and adhesive force between the water and the wall. This will form surface tension. All right, so physical change of water. I seriously don't think I need to tell you this thing. What is melting, boiling, condensation, and freezing? If you don't know this, then I suggest you next year, please do not take science. I mean, pure science. You will be murdered a lot. Like lickety split. Okay, you'll be murdered like it's crazy. So please don't. Okay, please don't ask me what is melting. I'm gonna slap you like seriously. Okay, so next, what is composition of water? Okay, as we know, water is made from H2O. Okay, so how do we prove that water is H2O? Okay, so we will do something called electrolysis. That means the breaking, the splitting of water into oxygen and hydrogen. All right, so anyway, you have this thing, and if you still remember, they are connected to a battery. Okay, we call it dry cells. And of course, on a battery, you have your positive terminal and your negative terminal. The positive terminal is called anode. The negative terminal is called cathode. After this year, you learn the Kalau Nakawin one. Do you still remember the mineral one? This is like very easy, isn't it? Next year, when you're going for chemistry, this is what you need to memorize. Okay, this is why I tell you, please don't, after Form 4, you just forget everything you have learned on, okay, during the lower forms. Okay, because I actually included a lot of Form 4 stuff inside yours, what I'm teaching you. Okay, so don't forget everything I teach. Okay, so water is H2O, by the way. All right, so oxygen is negative, hydrogen is positive. So always remember why Form 4 is cation and anion. Okay, I shall talk about that later. Okay, so as you know, hydrogen is positive. Okay, always remember, just imagine that positive is a guy. Okay, because you see, when it comes to relationship, guy is always the aggressive one, the active one. Girls are always the passive one. I mean, traditionally lah, okay, it's your dad giving your mom flower instead of your mom giving your dad flower. It's your dad proposing to your mom instead of a mom proposing to your dad. Okay, that would be weird. Okay, so so positive. All right, so positive is the guy, okay, and negative is the girl. So always remember, you as a guy, you wear your watch on the left hand. As a girl, you wear your watch on the right hand. Okay, in Mandarin, we have a saying, we say 男左女右. So that means guy left, girls right. So girls are always on the right side. So as you can see, hydrogen is positive, right? So hydrogen will be pulled to the cathode. Okay, why? Because negative charges attract. Okay, you as a guy, you'll be attracted by a girl. Okay, nothing against homosexual here, but you know what I mean. Okay, and then of course, negative, which is the oxygen, will be attracted to the anode. Okay, because as a girl, you're attracted by a guy. Okay, so they'll be pulled to anode and cathode. Okay, so Jovian, to answer your question, why is it called cation and anion? Okay, for hydrogen, they are attracted to cathode, right? So this is a cathode punya ion. Okay, it is an ion attracted to cathode. So it is a cathode punya ion. So in short, we call it cation. So the opposite is the true lah. Why is oxygen attracted to anode? Because oxygen itself is a anode punya ion. So anion. So next year, you will not refer them as positive ion or negative ion. You will say cation and anion. This is what makes chemistry really hard, because it's really, really confusing. and you have ton, and not to mention the charge. You have to memorize. Let's say aluminium is 3 plus, calcium is 2 plus, magnesium is 2 plus, Pb is 2 plus. All these you have to memorize. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Okay, this one I'll let your chemistry teacher torture you next year. Okay, so anyway, as you can see, anode oxygen is collected because see, oxygen is attracted to anode. So how do you test oxygen? Glowing wooden splinter lah. Okay, kayu uji membara. This thing will reignite. Okay, menyala. And of course, cathode you will get hydrogen. Okay, so hydrogen, how do you test? Pops out lor. Okay, burning wooden splinter. Oh, pops out. Okay, this should be like very familiar to you already. Okay, so this is the thing you need to memorize. Really easy. Okay, so one more thing. When you're doing this experiment, I hope you did this experiment last year. If you don't, then I cannot do anything. All right, so before that, one more thing I forgot. As you can see, hydrogen is here. Can you see hydrogen is 2 and oxygen is 1? You have like twice the amount of hydrogen compared to oxygen. This is how we prove that water is H2O instead of HO2, because there's 2H and 1O. We don't say H2O1 lah, but H2O, that means 2H and 1O. You see, 2H and 1O lah. Okay, they will ask you to draw, like seriously, they will ask you to draw this and draw this. All right, so yes, hello, Pritika. We are doing revision. Do you have your October notes? If you do, then you can go to your October notes. If you don't, then you just have to look at my screen. Okay, we are at page 3 currently. Okay, this is a revision note. All right, so anyway, yeah, one more thing I forgot to mention. Why do you add acid into this thing? This is to increase the conductivity of electricity. Okay, to make electricity conduct better. Because water, believe it or not, water is not a very good electricity conductor. Okay, you might say, what are you talking about, sir? Water can electrocute us, what? Yes, it can, but it is very bad at that. If you don't believe me, you try and use your wet hand and touch any light switches. You get electrocuted? No, you don't. I mean, maybe sometimes you do, but most of the time you don't, because water, they are not very good in conducting electricity. So this is why you add a few drops of acid inside here. Okay, to make this thing kind of go faster. If you let this thing by itself, this thing is going to take like 2 hours to do, which can be a very boring experiment. All right, so anyway, next, impurities on melting point and boiling point. I think you know this already. I've mentioned this in the seminar also. So when you add salt to ice, it will decrease the melting point. Okay, that means from 0, this thing might melt at around maybe -5. Okay, so you see, salt lowers melting point. And of course, the other way around, salt will increase boiling point. So say your water boils at 100, this thing maybe it will boil at 105-ish. Okay, I'm just predicting. All right, as you can see, increases boiling point. Okay, this chapter is really easy. There's really not much to say. Okay, and then this kinetic theory of matter, please don't forget this thing. You have already learned this in Form 1. What is this? This is where you learn what happens when it is melting. What happens when it is freezing? What happens to the atom? Does it gain energy or lose energy? Does it vibrate faster or vibrate slower? Does it overcome the force of attraction or form new force of attraction? You should already know this. Okay, so as you can see, the state of change of ice. Okay, so when ice is melting, what is it doing? It is absorbing heat energy. Okay, so force of attraction between particles are overcome. Okay, they break the force of attraction. Okay, ice particles move faster and randomly. This should look like second nature to you. Please don't say you don't know this. That means Form 1, you're dreaming. Form 2, you're dreaming some more. You have only recent awakened. Please don't say that. Okay, please don't tell me that. All right, so anyway, why does give an inference of boiling water and boiling water mixed with salt? Okay, so why is the boiling water of salt higher? Because impurities will increase boiling point. All right, so this is why when we do experiment, we always use distilled water, because if you use tap water or when you use mineral water, the thing is going to kacau your experiment. It's not a very good thing to use. This is why you need to use distilled water. if you have done any experiment in school. All right, anyway, so evaporation of water. So what causes evaporation of water? It is the movement of water molecule. When molecule gain kinetic energy, they will escape from water. So your water will change to gas. This is evaporation. All right, so 4 factors affecting evaporation. I've mentioned this in seminar already. I will mention this again. Basically, evaporation is how do you dry your clothes. I'm sure you hang your clothes for your mom, right? After your mom wash your clothes in washing machine, she'll say, go and do housework, hang her clothes for her. Okay, so number 1 is humidity. Okay, I'll just draw the arrow. The lower the humidity, the higher the evaporation. You see, I draw the arrow there. Down, up means humidity down, evaporation up. Humidity decrease, evaporation increase. That means if my air is very dry, evaporation is very fast. This is why your mom dries your clothes during a sunny day, not a rainy day. Because rainy day, humidity is very high, so your clothes dry very slow. You know this. All right, so as you can see, this anhydrous calcium chloride, this thing appears a lot. This is what we call a drying agent. This absorbs water. Okay, so they will always ask an exam, what's the function of this anhydrous calcium chloride? Is to absorb water. That means the air inside this jar is very dry, whereas inside this air is very wet because you have a cup of water here. You know what is this, by the way? This is your silica gel. You know silica gel, whenever you buy some snack, you open it and eat, there's a pack inside there that says, do not eat. Okay, you might say, I wonder what if you eat that. Do you know what will happen when you eat that pack? Nothing will happen. Okay, nothing will happen. They just say do not eat because there's a risk of you choking. If you choke on that thing, you might just blame the company. Wow, why you so stupid? Put this thing inside. My kid ate this thing. Now he gonna choke. Okay, to prevent stupid things like this from happening, they will just say do not eat. End of story. Don't ask why. What happens when you eat that? Do you explode? No, nothing will happen. You will just shit it out. Okay, it won't absorb the water from our body, man. No lah, it's very small amount. Okay, nothing is going to happen. You just have upset stomach maybe. Okay, I've not tried before. Okay, maybe you can eat it and let me know how it goes. Okay, you shit it out lah. Most likely nothing is gonna happen. All right. So anyway, humidity. Okay, the lower it is, the higher the evaporation. All right. What is this, by the way? This is your cobalt chloride paper. When there's water, it will turn from blue to pink. Okay, blue to pink. This is like a litmus paper, but it tests for water rather than pH. All right, so that's our humidity. Next, surrounding temperature. Okay, higher the temperature, higher the evaporation lah. This is why your mom dry her clothes on a sunny day. Okay, lately has been raining, isn't it? Okay, lately my mood is very good because you see it's been raining for every day. Okay, or in the morning it's gloomy, cloudy every morning. But just you wait lah, right before Chinese New Year, around December, January-ish, the heat wave will come and you will hate yourself every day. You can't wait to go into an aircon room because that's when the weather gets stupid hot. Everyone in the house is upset. You switch on aircon all the time. Besides your mom will be very happy. She will start washing her curtain one day. Next day, she will wash comforter. Next day, she will wash bed sheet. Another day, she will wash carpet. Wow, very happy because she can dry her things every day just nice. Whereas now, if she wash, she will have panic attack. Wow, every day your mom will worry about your clothes not being dry. Okay, that's an Asian mom for you, isn't it? Okay, like I told you before, the 3 things that our mom really cares, you are not one of them. Number 1 is whether her clothes can dry today. Number 2, where's her favorite Tupperware. Number 3, I need to make 1 plastic bag to put plastic bags inside. If your mom fulfill these 3 points, then congratulations, your mom is a very Asian mom. Because my mom does. Okay, she has tons of Tupperware. She don't know what to do with it. Okay, she has 1 plastic bag that is full of other plastic bags inside, and she will never use it. And the only thing she cares every day is drying her clothes. Really makes people very sleepy. Yeah, I do. That's why I'm very good mood. No, okay, your mom is not like that. Then okay, my mom is. I'm sure most of your moms are too. Okay, so the higher the temperature, okay, the higher the evaporation. Okay, next, exposed surface area, loss permukaan. the higher the surface area, the higher the evaporation. You don't dry your clothes like this. You dry it by opening it, right? Now, the wider you open, the better they dry. Okay, next, movement of air. Basically, this is wind lah, pergerakan udara. The higher the movement of air, the more wind it is, the more evaporation it is. Okay, so on these four factors, how does your mom dry your clothes? Number one, she dry it on a very dry day. Okay, on a sunny, dry day, on a very hot day, she wouldn't dry her clothes at night. All right, and then she would open the clothes wide, and then she would dry it on a windy day. This is like the perfect scenario for your clothes to dry. Right? So fun fact, do you know why your clothes sting when they don't dry? Because if your clothes stays wet for a very long time, bacteria will start growing on it. It's the bacteria that makes your clothes stink. Okay, this is why clothes that dry in a very long time, let's say it's rainy day, your clothes has this smell. Okay, so there you go. All right, so application of evaporation of water. So where do we use it? We hung your clothes on clothesline. You dry your seafood, your ikan bilis, okay, and your hair dryer, okay, and of course your seesaw is obtained by evaporation as well. All right, simple. All right, next, solid, solvent, and solution. Wow, this thing I just taught it like last year. It feels like I've only taught you for a year, okay, but don't know lah. The time really has gone by too quickly. Okay, so what is solid? Solid is your salt. This is called zat pelarut. Zat pelarut. All right, solvent is your water, which is pelarut, and solution is your larutan. This is your salt water. Okay, so salt plus water equals to salt water. Solid, solvent, solution. You know this already. So solid is usually the solid. Okay, solvent is usually the water, and solution is the thing you get. All right, so types of solution, you have three types. You have dilute, okay, which is cair. That means you only put a little bit salt. Concentrated, pekat, that means you put a lot of salt. And then saturated is tepu, when you just put too much salt that the thing cannot even dissolve. It's like making a cup of Milo. You put 3 heaping scoops of Milo powder, and then you put 1/4 of water. You won't be able to make Milo because the thing is so damn little water. Okay, you get what I mean. All right. So solubility. What affects solubility? So 3 things here. Number 1 is the size. The smaller the size, the faster, the higher the solubility. Why? Powder melts faster than a chunk. Okay, you know there are 2 types of sugar, right? There's the fine sugar and there's the granulated coarse sugar. The fine sugar, we call it icing sugar. The one you found on cake. Sometimes you see like chocolate cake, there's this white color powder outside. That's the icing sugar. Okay, and then the one you put in your coffee, the one your mom used to make dessert or cooking, those are the coarse, big chunk sugar. So which one will dissolve faster? Of course, the icing sugar, because icing sugar is smaller. So the smaller the size, the faster they dissolve. It's like your chicken, cook one big piece, hard to cook, but you chop it, very easy to cook. So the smaller the size, the higher the solubility. And of course, stirring, higher the stirring, higher the solubility, you stir your Milo. Okay, temperature, higher solubility. You use hot water to make Milo. Okay, so you want your Milo to dissolve very fast. Number 1, Milo needs to be very small, powder. You need to stir it. You need water to be hot. 3 factors. All right, so next, solution and suspension. You learned this last year already. Solution is a larutan. Okay, suspension is ampayan. What is this? Basically, suspension is something that cannot dissolve in water. For example, you take a cup of water, you put sand. When you shake that sand, does the sand dissolve? No, because after a while, the sand will sink to the bottom again. You have to shake it again. So that's a suspension. So you look at your medicine. Let's say you're sick, you drink your cough medicine. I'm sure on the outside it will say shake before use. Anything that says shake before use, it is a suspension. Okay, so solution will never ask you to shake. A cup of salt water, you don't need to stir it. Even 5 days of not stirring it, the thing will still taste like salt water. You don't need to stir it. It's not like your Milo. Your Milo will sink to the bottom, isn't it? The bottom part tastes very thick. The top part tastes like bland. So that's the suspension. All right, so solution is clear, okay, jernih, whereas suspension is cloudy, keruh, it looks dirty. Appearance, okay, I said it already. This is uniform in color, by the way. Solution looks the same color throughout. Okay, it's not like one part dark, one part light. No, the whole thing is the same. Whereas your suspension, it looks, you know, one part dark and one part light lah. Okay, the color just kind of like your Milo ice lah. Okay. Anyway, size of particle. Okay, these are tiny and dispersed evenly. Okay, the sebah dengan uniform. Okay, dengan sama. Okay, so particles are large here. Transparency. Okay, suspension, a solution you can always see through. Salt water is clear. Whereas suspension, let's say sand water is very dirty. Okay, it's very cloudy, sangat keruh. You cannot see through this thing. You go and jump into any river or lake, you will understand. Okay, because the thing will be very dirty down there. You cannot see anything in front of you because it is a suspension. All right, so residue. Any residue for solution? No residue. And then this one has residue. It will be on your filter paper. So example, okay, salt solution, and one is a sandy water. Sand water is the suspension. This should be pretty easy to you. And of course, what is in the middle is called colloid. Okay, colloid. Colloid is a little bit, is half like suspension, half like solution. Case in point, milk. Milk is like that. Okay, when you buy milk from supermarket, do they say shake before drink? Chocolate milk maybe lah, but pure milk, no, because milk doesn't sink to the bottom. Okay, here's the thing. You see, milk is even. Milk is uniform, so they are like solution, right? You see, milk is even. You don't need to shake it. But here's the thing: is milk clear? No, milk is cloudy. Milk is keruh. You cannot see through milk. So this is why colloid is in the middle. So for example, your mayonnaise is also like that. Okay. What else can I think of? Shaving cream. Shaving cream is like that. Apple juice is also like that. So those are colloid. They are halfway in the middle. A little bit like suspension, a little bit like solution. All right. So water is a universal solvent. This part I'll leave it up to you to read. Okay, you know this. Okay, the function of water. And then of course, organic solvent. So something that cannot be dissolved by water, you have to use organic solvent. For example, alcohol. Okay, so if you have color drip onto your clothes, okay, let's say now you accidentally have blood on your white t-shirt, you'll be like, oh no, my t-shirt has a stain. So what do? You use water and wash. Oh my god, water cannot wash the thing off. You know why? Because water cannot dissolve blood. Okay, water cannot dissolve blood because water is not a solvent for blood. So what do? Now you need to use alcohol. If you use alcohol, whatever ink, whatever color on it, they can go off very easily. Why? Because alcohol is a solvent that can dissolve things that water cannot. Like ink is like that. Okay, if you got some color onto your clothes, use alcohol. So where can you find alcohol? Hand sanitizer lah. Okay, bring hand sanitizer to school. If you stain your clothes, if you don't want your mom to give you crap for it, use your alcohol and wipe it away. Sure, it will not look very absolutely clean, but hey, it kind of control your damage so that your mom doesn't get too crazy. All right, so that's the alcohol. Okay, so they will dissolve. What they will dissolve? They will dissolve antiseptic, which is that. Okay, you know when you fell down and then your teacher will put some kind of yellow color medicine on your wound. That's the antiseptic lah. Okay, the 黄药水, antiseptic, and then perfume. Turpentine. This is used in your paint thinner. Okay, if you help your dad paint your house, I'm sure when your dad paints your house or when he paints the gate, there's a smell from the paint. The smell is the thinner lah. Okay, why is it called paint thinner? Because it makes the paint thinner. As in, if you buy one can of paint, paint is very thick. Sometimes if you want to put paint onto your wall, this thing is so thick, it's like putting cream on the wall. So what do? Add thinner, lor. You add thinner, this thing is like water already, easier for you to paint your wall. So that's a turpentine. All right, acetone. Girls, you know what is this? I'm sure you know what this smells like too. It is in your nail varnish. You know, the thing you use to wipe your nail polish away, this thing stings, right? So that's the acetone. Hey, this thing is also very good in removing price tag. Okay, when you remove that stupid price tag, sometimes when you tear it off, There's the stupid glue stain on it. What do? Get some acetone and it will just wipe away like a dream. Okay, but be careful using this on plastic because acetone is not very friendly on plastic. You might just put a stain on your plastic because I actually did that. Okay, I use it to remove the stain on my mom's hair dryer. After I wipe it, and then oh my god, my mom's hair dryer got one part is like discolored already. Oh shit. Okay, I actually made it worse. So be careful. Okay, so this thing is very bad on plastic. Okay, ether and kerosene. This is not very important. Okay, you need to know the first three. That will be all. All right. So next, this water purification method. Okay, you learned this last year already. Water has two things inside, which is living and non-living. The living one is microorganism, bacteria in your water. When you drink it, you will get upset stomach, and of course, you have sand, all the dead stuff like sand and whatnot. So how do you remove sand? The dead thing, you do filtration. Okay, penurasan, you filter your water. And then how do you remove the microorganism? There are two methods here. It's boiling by chlorination. Okay, you can boil your water or you can put chlorine inside. So if you want to remove both, you have to do both, which is what you do, right? You see, our country already add chlorine inside our water. So your water is already no microorganism. And then you do filtration at home too. So your water should be pretty safe to drink. There's no need for you to boil your water. I know your mom does. My mom does too. I already told her many times, you don't need to boil your water. Water is already chlorinated. Why would you waste time and waste electricity boiling water? Because she said, oh, I'm just scared that there's bacteria inside. There's no bacteria that can grow in chlorine, for God's sake. Okay, but hey, if she's happy, who am I to stop her? All right, so anyway, next, distillation. This is the cleanest method to clean water. This will remove everything. Okay, you will get distilled water. All right, so the water sustainability thing, this one I'll leave it up to you to read. Okay, it's a bit of a K-bar stuff. All right, so let's look at purification of water. So how does our country clean our water? Okay, there are 6 steps that you have to do. Okay, the country has to do. Right, 6 steps. Number 1, I don't like to call this filtration. I like to call it screening. Okay, screening. It's called penapisan. Now, why is it called screening? Because it is not as good as filtering. Filtering removes a lot of small stuff. Screening just removes the big stuff like tree leaves, twigs, okay, rubbish, whatever. Okay, by the way, this water is from nature. We get water from the river, or please do not drink river water. Okay, unless you want to die a slow and painful death, please drink tap water. Okay, because tap water has gone through 6 steps. Okay, so number 1, screening. Number 2, oxidation. We pump oxygen into the water so that it doesn't smell. Okay, this is called pengoksidan. Okay, do you know what water without oxygen smells like? You go to any longkang, you smell, that's the smell. Okay, it has the fermented smell in it. Wonderful. Okay, if you want your drinking water to taste like that, then help yourself. Drink that longkang water. All right, so oxidation and of course coagulation. This is called penggumpalan. So what they will do here is they will add 2 things, which is explained down here. They will add alum and slick lime. Now, what is alum? Alum is a thing used to clump all the small mud together. In your water, it has a lot of small sand, right? This alum will clump all the sand to become big sand so that it is easy to filter later. To stick all of them together. So that's the alum. And then slick lime, whenever you see the word lime, guys, lime is not limao. Lime is calcium. Okay, so slick lime, as you know, as you have learned calcium carbonate, slick lime is alkaline. It will make the water neutral because dirty water is acidic. Same like you lah, same like us lah. Our mouth is dirty at night and in the morning. That's why it's acidic. So we use calcium in our toothpaste to brush that thing to neutralize it. Acid and base, acid and alkaline. Okay, and then next, sedimentation. After I use my alum to clump all the small sand to become big sand, I will just let it sit in the tank and let the heavy stuff drop to the bottom. This is sedimentation. Okay, and of course, the last step, not the last, okay, the second last would be to filter this thing. By now, your water should be pretty clean. And then the last one, they will do chlorination. Chlorination, penglorinan dan penfluoridaan. Chlorine is to kill bacteria. Fluorine is to help your teeth not to get decay. Okay, you might say, sir, is this necessary? Actually, fluoridation, today they still do it, but it's not needed. You know why? Because you can afford something called a toothpaste. Last time, 100 years back, toothpaste was something really expensive. Only the rich can afford toothpaste. Okay, so last time, you want to tell people that you are very rich without saying that you are very rich. You just say, I need to get some toothpaste. My house, all of us use toothpaste at home. That's like the real flex there. Okay, now do you say that? Oh, I'm so rich that I have toothpaste at home. What, really? Do you brush without toothpaste? No. So now we don't need this fluoride anymore, but still it is added for you so that your teeth gets healthy. Okay, even by drinking water, not brushing your teeth doesn't decay that quickly. Still not recommended lah. Please brush your teeth. All right. So anyway, 6 tanks. Okay, you need to memorize all of it and their functions. Okay, so that's it for chapter 5. All right, exercise, shall we? Let's go to exercise. Okay, this is intensive class, that's why I'm moving very quickly because we are doing 1 chapter every week. This is like it's like a marathon. Okay, 1 hour full of information. Okay, so A, write true or false for the following statement about water electrolysis. So water is made of oxygen and hydrogen. Yes, true. Okay, what page? This is page 2. It is page 2. I think you'll get 2 copies. One is the short notes, and one is the exercise. Or they clip it together, I don't know. Okay, because I'm not a printing team, so I don't know. So number 2, the volume of oxygen released is twice the amount of hydrogen. Is it? No. Okay, is oxygen twice of hydrogen? No, it's the other way around. Should be hydrogen twice of oxygen. That's why it's H2O. So false. All right, so B, factors affecting solubility, okay, ketelarutan, that would be your temperature and stirring. Humidity is not. Humidity is your evaporation, okay? So there are 2 things, evaporation and solubility in this chapter, okay? 4 factors and 3 factors. Please do not confuse them. One is how you dry your clothes. One is how you make Milo. It's completely different stuff. Please don't mix them up, okay? Anyway, number 2, this is your water supply system. Okay, number 1, is this your aeration tank? Is this your oxidation tank? No, the first one is not. Okay, in fact, your aeration tank is this one. Some they call it aeration tank, some they call it oxidation tank. Tangki pengudaraan or the tangki pengoksidaan. All right, next, Eller-Mansell line. This is your coagulation tank. Yes, correct. Okay, because I add this to coagulate the sand inside. Okay, next one, sedimentation tank to let things sink to the bottom. Yes, correct. And then the next one is filtration tank. Oh no, filtration tank is this. So this is wrong. Okay, the last tank is your chlorination and fluoridation tank. So no. Okay, so 2 correct here. Okay, understand? If there's no one slowing me down, then I assume all of you understand. Right, so next B, method of water purification. Okay, so this is how you, what is this, by the way? This is distillation. Okay, this is distillation. Okay, penyulingan, this is how we get pure water. So water will evaporate and then they will go inside this tube. This tube is very cold because it has water around it. So when it is cold, water will condense and then it will drop out as cold, pure water. All right, so this is your distilled water. Okay, isolate. So the boiling point, okay, correct statement about the distillate, which is this thing, the distilled water, is the boiling point 100? Yes, it is. Because distilled water is always 100. And then pH is more than 7. No, your water is not alkaline or acidic. Your water should be neutral. Number 3, change the color of anhydrous cobalt chloride paper from blue to pink. Now remember the paper I told you just now, it is very much like your litmus paper, but it doesn't change because of pH. It changes because of water. Yes. Do you know where can you find this anhydrous cobalt chloride paper? Inside your phone. Okay, inside your phone. Do you know that? Okay, let's say you use a Samsung or an Apple. Other brands I don't know lah. Okay, nowadays more phones are waterproof. Okay, not waterproof, water resistance. Do you know that? This is what they are putting in the advertisement lah. Your iPhone drop into the pool. Hey, you see, I can still use Samsung also like that. You see, your phone is waterproof. Okay, so how do they know you have done something to your phone? Okay, or your phone has water going into your phone. So when they open your phone, okay, by the way, your phone is really hard to open, okay, because Samsung has put very strong glue around your phone because they don't want you messing with your phone. So when, okay, as someone who repairs phone, okay, if they open your phone, there will be stickers inside. And these stickers, if it's blue, that means your phone is good. There's no water inside. There, your chloride paper lah. If they open your phone, they see, why all the paper turn pink already one? That means this phone has been damaged by water before. So there's no way for you to lie lah, because why else would the thing change color? Right? See, fun fact. All right, anyway, number 3, explain the phenomena of capillary action. What is capillary action? Okay, let's say you have a cup of water, you put a piece of cloth here, okay, what will happen? The water will be sucked up the cloth, after a few hours later, the whole piece of cloth will be wet. That is capillary action. All right, so what is this? This is due to the cohesion and adhesion of water lah. Cohesive force and adhesive force of water, remember? Water pulling water in and water climbing the wall. This is how your plant absorbs water up. So the first point you will explain by because of cohesive force. Okay, daya lekitan. It is the force of attraction between water molecules. Okay, daya tarikan antara molecule air. And then you have adhesive force, which is the force of attraction between water molecules and the wall of container. Okay, daya tarikan antara molekul air dan dinding bekas. Okay, I'm just writing dot here. That means you follow the words up there because I don't want to write it twice. Okay, you should be glad that I wrote this for you. You go to Li Jing's class, he don't write one. He doesn't write. Okay, I asked him why don't he write? Because he wants his student to pay attention and listen to what he say. You see, I'm generous. I'm so generous. I mean, I write this for you. Can I answer? Yeah, sure. I'll answer for you. All right, so 2 forces, that cohesive and adhesive. One is between you and your friends. One is between you holding the wall. Because I'm nice. Yes, thank you. Okay. Okay lah, because probably if I don't write, I'll fall asleep. Okay, I just want to keep myself active so I don't fall asleep. Okay, anyway, so B. Diagram 3 shows us experiment to study how the humidity of air affects the rate of evaporation. So both bell jar, I put water, but one, I put this drying thing, okay, the silica gel. One, I just put water. So here will be very wet, very humid. Here will be very dry. So this water will evaporate very quickly. This one will just stay, like that lah. So state the function of anhydrous calcium chloride, which is this thing, is to absorb. You can say water in the air, or for simplicity's sake, you can just say moisture. Okay, untuk menyerap kelembapan. Hey, do you know you have this thing in your cupboard, in your wardrobe? Okay, if you open your parents' wardrobe, or when you open your wardrobe, if you see like there's a small can inside there, okay, it looks like a plastic. Do you know you can buy this? It's like a moisture absorber. Okay, you buy it from Daiso or whatever. You can just tear the opening and then you just put it there. Why? It absorbs moisture from our air so that inside your wardrobe, it stays dry. You know why? Because Malaysia weather is too wet, too humid. Sometimes if you put your clothes inside, let's say a very expensive dress, you don't wear it often, you just put it in the wardrobe. If you don't keep the moisture away, your dress is going to develop mold. you will see black dots on your dress. That's when you know you have fungi growing on your dress. And before you know it, 5 years, 10 years later, when you take it out, oh no, it's all black dots, it's all mold, it's moldy. Then you have to throw it away. Now you see, this is why you put that moisture absorber inside your wardrobe to keep everything dry. Okay, especially if this is your wedding dress, you spend like 6,000 on it. Okay, you just want to keep it for memory's sake. Okay, and then 10 years later, okay, you just want to reminisce your wedding, and when you take it out, oh my god, it's all mold. Oh, so this is why you put this in your wardrobe. All right, so number 2, predict the observation. So in P, okay, in P, water remains. Okay, water remains, whereas for Q, the water dry up. Okay, air kekal, whereas for P, air menjadi kering. Okay, so explain your answer. Because in Belgia P, air is humid, high humidity, kelembapan tinggi. Why do I have people keep disconnecting? Is there something wrong with my net? Okay, kelembapan tinggi. Whereas for Q, air is dry or kelembapan rendah. Okay, the air is dry. That's why clothes can dry faster. Okay, do you know where else is dry? Your aircon room. Have you noticed something? When you switch on your aircon, especially if you put it too cold, and you switch on when you sleep, and when you wake up, the aircon is still on, you will usually realize something. Your throat gets very dry, very painful. Your nose and your mouth gets really dry. You know why? Because aircon, the thing on top of the room, okay, if you can see this is my aircon. Can you see my aircon? This thing inside there has a cooling coil. Water will condense inside and then they will leak out from outside. This is why when you switch on your aircon, if you look outside, there's a pipe dripping water. Where's the water from? The water is from your room. It's the water vapor in your room. They just got all the water out. So now your room becomes dry. So if you switch it on too cold, your room becomes too dry. That's how you get, you get uncomfortable. Even your skin feels dry. This is why try to reduce exposure to aircon. Yes, aircon is nice, but 3 to 4 hours is enough. Don't just switch it on for the whole freaking night. Like, wow, I need 10 hours of aircon. Go ahead. Okay, you will make your skin dry and you will cause yourself some nasty skin problem. Okay, so 3 to 4 hours, set a timer, just let it switch off. You're saving electricity as well. All right, so number 4, state the conclusion. Okay, so the higher the humidity, the lower the evaporation of water. Just gonna write it this way. Okay, because it's easy to understand. So suggest one organic why is it suddenly solvent? Okay, suggest one solvent that can be used to carry a following state. Okay, chlorophyll, you can use alcohol. You learned this in Form 1 already. Remember how do you test your leaf? If you have a piece of leaf, how do you test it? You put it in boiling water, and then you use alcohol to wash the chlorophyll away, and then you take your iodine solution, you drop on your leaf, you will get the blue-black stain. Remember? You learned this in Form 1, Chapter 2. Yeah, Prika, it's you, right? Okay, I see you keep disconnecting. What's wrong? Is it my internet? Are you using Unify? Are you using Unify? Is it because of the rain? It could very well be. Okay, next, plastic, you can use chloroform. Okay, funny thing about this chloroform, it's chloroform. This thing is used to dissolve plastic. And funny enough, this thing is also used to kidnap people. You know those kidnappers, they will put some stuff on their cloth, and then when they close your mouth, you do okay. That's the chloroform. Okay, this thing is originally made to dissolve plastic. Suddenly, we just use it for crime. Awesome. All right. So anyway, if you need this, okay, I'll let you screenshot this. Okay, that's a chloroform. Do you know what happens when you use too much? Okay, if you put too much chloroform and you put it onto someone, the person might die. Okay, but if you don't use enough, the person might not go unconscious. So you see, kidnapping requires experience. You thought anyone can be a kidnapper? You see, it takes practice. So most kidnappers they're experienced kidnappers. They're professionals. Okay. Don't go and practice, I'm just saying lah. Okay, next. D shows two fish that has been cleaned, J and K. Okay, they are the same species and size. They're dry under the sun. Oh, this is what my grandma does. Okay, making dried fish. All right, so which fish will dry faster? Well, obviously it's going to be J. Why? Because it has larger surface area than K. Okay, please compare. Okay, luas. Okay, luas. Okay. So when you have large surface area, your evaporation is going to be high. Okay, kadar penyejatan lebih tinggi. So more evaporation, so it dries faster. All right. So next, number 4, a wet shirt under the sun. So this is what your mom does every day. Any of you here has a dryer? Okay, there are 2 ways for you to dry your clothes. Okay, number 1 is by drying it conventionally on your balcony. But some people, they don't like that, because when you hang clothes on your balcony, it gets very ugly. It's very unsightly. So if you really hate that, you can get a dryer. Okay, it's like a washing machine, but they don't wash your clothes. It's just a heater. So you just put your clothes inside, the thing will just spin. Okay, it applies heat, so your clothes get warm and the water just evaporate away. Okay, do you know that thing is awesome? Okay, when you put your shirt into a dryer and then you just let it dry, when you take it out, you don't even need to iron. The thing would be like smooth coming out. Okay, I'm sure you have gone to those Dobby, right? What to wash your clothes. Okay, those Dobby, where you put money in one. There's a section where you wash your clothes, there's another section where you dry your clothes. That's the dryer lah. Okay, so next time if you're too lazy, go and get a dryer. But it doesn't happen in Asian household. Your mom will ask you to go and hang the clothes, because that's what you should do as an Asian kid. Okay, you should score well in exam and you should help out in house. You should help do housework. Okay, that's how I was raised. Okay, so name the process involved. So this is evaporation. Okay, penyejatan. And then number 2, the surrounding temperature allows the shirt to dry faster. Briefly explain how does the surrounding temperature affect. Okay, so first you can start by saying the higher the temperature, the higher the evaporation. Semakin tinggi suhu, semakin tinggi penyejatan. Why? Because more water molecules obtain enough energy, so they will vibrate. So they will move faster. Okay, and then they will become gas. This one you learned in Form 1, right? From liquid to gas, particles, they will move faster and further. Oh, they become gas already. Right, so lebih molekul air mendapat tenaga yang mencukupi, menjadi lebih laju, menjadi gas. Bertukar menjadi gas. Okay, I'm writing points, keywords. I'm not writing the full sentence. Right, so not recommended that you write full sentence here because this is for you to see. All right, so if I write this thing very long, if you write this thing very long when you're doing revision that time, this thing is going to be hell to read. Okay, you want to write full sentence, you do it in exam. Okay, there's plenty of time for you to do, don't worry. All right, so take a screenshot here. If you're done, then let's move on to question 5 or question B. Okay, so Rafiza wants to dry a thick and wet blanket under the sun. So suggest one way that can be done by Rafisan to dry the blanket faster. Explain your answer. Okay, he should open the blanket fully. Who the hell dries the blanket like that? Okay, so buka selimut sepenuhnya. Why? Because you have larger surface area. Okay, and you have higher evaporation. Blah blah blah, same thing. Okay, lebih luas, lebih besar luas permukaan. Okay, lebih tinggi penyejatan. Can you write unfold? Yeah, sure. Unfold a blanket. Yeah, sure. Okay, same meaning. As long as the teacher understands. Okay, so next. Oh, chili. Okay, so it shows. Okay, whatever. So the chilies can be kept longer if they're dried through evaporation. Oh, chili kering. So how can you dry the chili? What's the Okay, there are two ways you can dry your chili. It's either you use a machine to dry it. Malaysia is free lah, just put it out there lor. This is what my grandma does. Okay, so dry it under the sun. Okay, dry the sun is free, come on. Okay, di bawah matahari. Okay, why this method is chosen? Because it is high temperature. Okay, so again lah, evaporation increase lah. Aduh, mantap. Okay, suhu tinggi, so penyejatan tinggi. Do you know that dry chili actually tastes more spicy? Okay, do you know why? Okay, if you use 50, whether your chili is spicy or not, it depends on the seed. So this is why when you bite into red chili, try your best not to bite onto the seed. If you bite into the seed, that's when they release a chemical called capsaicin. That thing is gonna make you spicy and jump. Okay, it will be so spicy. So you see, if I use chili kering, the thing is dried. Okay, in 50 gram of chili kering, there's more chili seed compared to 50 gram of fresh chili, because fresh chili has water. Okay, so it has less chili seed. This is why chili kering is more spicy. Okay, if you cook do you know there's a dish called Kung Pao chicken? Okay, Kung Pao ji thing, the one you have to use dried chili, because when you put dried chili, the thing is going to be very spicy. Okay, any clay pot stuff, Chinese make, you just put dry chili lah. Okay, because you want the spiciness. All right, so let's finish this. So D shows Yase drinking a. Wait, what? My goodness, Yase, you need to chill. He is drinking river water. Wow, awesome. Do you agree with his action? Well, hell no. Okay, explain your answer. Because it contains two things. Okay, contains microorganism. Okay, mengandungi microorganisma, and it contains suspended particle. Okay, Zara terampai. It's sand lah. Okay, one proper action that needs to be taken by Yase. My goodness, distill the water. Okay, distill the water. Menyulingkan air. Okay, or do distillation. Okay, menjalankan penyulingan air. What the hell is wrong with him? Why are we drinking river water? Hey, please don't just drink any river water. Do you know why? Because in river, in case I haven't told you yet, okay, you know what's amoeba, right? In Form 1, you learn there's a very cute animal in normal water called amoeba, right? There's a type of amoeba called brain-eating amoeba. Have I told you how scary the thing is? If you happen to drink this brain-eating amoeba inside you, this amoeba will go to your brain, and as the name says, they will start eating your brain. This is how you die. Okay, so for the love of God, do not drink river water. Okay, can we drink the water after boiling it? Yeah, sure, but it still has sand though. It only removes the microorganism. It doesn't remove the suspended particle. Is it painful? I don't know. I never kena before. But the thing is pretty high death rate. Okay, not to mention, okay, amoeba is just one of it. What if you have rat urine disease, the leptospirosis, 鼠尿病, you die also. Okay, so what if the river, the upstream is some farm? They put chicken shit into the river, so you drink chicken shit. Okay, that's why I say Yase is seriously, he brain damage already. Who the hell will drink river water? Okay, fine. Anyway, that's it for today. All right, so I don't think I can finish everything lah. You go home and finish all these if you can, and I will post the answer for you in group. Okay, so do it yourself, and I'll put the answer next time. All right, so I hope you did some revision today. I hope you're okay with chapter 5 already. I will see you again the same time next week. All right, so thanks for coming. Have a happy Thursday. See you next week. Good night and bye-bye.